Hello from Inside Drug Discovery. In this video, we will define the term unmet medical need. We will describe stakeholders involved in identifying unmet medical needs, and we will list factors used to prioritize different unmet medical needs. What is an unmet medical need? The definition is fairly self-explanatory. An unmet medical need is a health condition that is not adequately addressed by currently available treatments or interventions. Some unmet medical needs are essentially universally agreed upon, such as Alzheimer's disease, many forms of cancer, and malaria. The term adequately in the definition, however, is clearly subjective. This leads to the question of who gets to decide whether a healthcare situation is an unmet need. The answer is that it is complicated and involves many voices. The voices are stakeholders. Patients are a critical stakeholder group. They are bearing the weight of the health condition. In any discussion about disease, the patient is always at the center, but patients alone do not control whether a condition is an unmet need. Healthcare professionals, including physicians, nurses, and others, also play a role in identifying and delineating unmet medical needs. While patients likely understand that they need something, a drug, treatment, or other intervention, healthcare professionals are part of the diagnosis, assessment, and administration of patient care. Healthcare professionals are at the front lines of healthcare, and it may be no surprise that they often are consulted by another stakeholder group, drug makers. I'm using the term drug maker quite broadly. Drug makers could be a large pharmaceutical company, a small biotech, or a generic drug manufacturer. For our purposes, we should also include companies that make medical devices, such as CPAP machines or a pregnancy test kit. Drug makers help create the treatments and medications that may address an unmet medical need. So drug makers often seek the opinions of healthcare professionals to better understand the landscape of patient needs and how to allocate resources for new treatments. I have lumped two additional stakeholders together: healthcare providers and payers. Healthcare providers include clinics, hospitals, and hospital networks. Payers are the party that pays for the healthcare, perhaps the government, private insurance, or the patient. The cost of healthcare is a sensitive issue, but a new treatment or therapy must be affordable in order to address an unmet need. All these stakeholders work together, sometimes well and other times poorly, to identify unmet medical needs based on a variety of factors. Let's talk about those factors. First, we have population. The more people who are affected by a condition, the greater the urgency of the unmet medical need. I will note that implicit in this discussion is the idea that not all unmet medical needs are equal, or at least not equally urgent. Because resources are finite, unmet medical needs must be prioritized. The number of people affected is one factor for prioritization. Another factor is the severity of the condition. Greater severity implies greater urgency. The presence of existing treatments can also be an important factor. This factor may seem silly initially. If there is an existing treatment, then how can the unmet medical needs still be unmet? Existing treatments are often not perfect. Maybe an existing treatment has marginal efficacy. Maybe the treatment shows toxicity that undermines the treatment's benefit. In that case, a new, less toxic treatment would be well received by patients. Sometimes a treatment performs poorly in a subset of patients or is not approved for use in a group of patients: the elderly, pediatric patients, patients with poor kidney function, etc. The point is that an existing treatment rarely means that an unmet need is completely addressed. The last factor I will mention is diagnosis. Sometimes the biggest unmet need is knowledge that a person has a condition. Hypertension is a classic example. Many people have high blood pressure that has not been diagnosed. Undetected cancer is another. Unmet medical needs are not always about a new drug. Access to healthcare professionals and diagnostic methods are also vital factors. We have now defined an unmet medical need, described stakeholders who identify unmet medical needs, and listed factors for prioritizing unmet medical needs. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. Please like, subscribe, or leave any comments you might have. Take care.